long off-season for the Ute boys. And just like last year, they're ready to rumble.
They got cars going everywhere.
This is the Auto 1 V8 Utes, protected by Armour All.
Well, we've all got new suspension package in the cars this year, and that's been fantastic. They're adjustable shockers that we've got in the car now, so we can adjust the bump and the rebound, which means that we can actually change the dynamic of the car a lot more than we've been able to in the past.
Coming here this weekend, this is Andrew Fisher, brand new FG Ute, car number 9. Through turn 8, you've always got to hold on there because it's so quick. The Renko Ford that we're looking at here, he's got it wide. Fisher will slip down the inside. We right on board the NZN car, but Walton, remember, he started at Sandown last year, won a race on debut and really made an impact. He's driving for Rod Dawson's team in a brand new car. I reckon he's going to do pretty well.
Yeah, that's right. And he's formerly, I guess, driven in the Saloon Car Series and had quite a bit of success there. Like you said, from what we saw of him last year at Sandown, he's definitely going to be in contention for race wins this year. On board now with Andrew Fisher and the Jesus Racing Ford Falcon FG. Nice to finally say that, Aaron. But having said that, Royal Harris in the old BF model is still doing a good job up front, giving David Cedars lots of pressure.
Now here's an Auto 1 replay at the start.
Out in front, the top 3 Fords streaked away from the field.
Remember too that David Cedars, who leads, is teammates with Andrew Fisher, who sits third. Royal Harris, remember, he was the dominant man late last season. He's running the older model BF Falcon. He's working hard on some sponsorship. He hasn't done any testing. He doesn't need to go testing. He's good in these things.
Exactly right. And that was a pretty aggressive move by Royal, which what we've, I guess, become accustomed to seeing him, his driving style. Fisher now over the curve.
Now Cedars
has got a problem for sure.
He's got a major drama. You'd have to wonder if both the brand new FGs that start on the front row of the grid have had weird sort of problems. Fisher just makes it around turn 4. But Cedars' car, they only got the engine 2 days before they left to come to Adelaide. They've done no testing, had brake issues, they had a computer malfunction in practice 2, and Harris was lucky not to punt.
On the final lap, Harris and Fisher were locked in a dogged fight for the lead, with neither willing to give an inch.
Now, it's been a long while between drinks for Andrew Fisher. Has not won a race for 2 years. He won the Legends race here with Rick Bates in 2010. Royal Harris was the winning machine last year, but he's got no run off turn 7. Fisher will sweep to the inside. He'll get this done.
He's got the lights on. Now, there's a bit of a policy, I guess, with drivers at turn 8, because it's really a one-line corner. If you're the car on the inside, 150 metres out from the corner, you've got right away, which Andrew did. So, into the hairpin. If he can pull it up here, which he can, all he's got to do is keep it nice and straight. Cedars there off to the left, so the dramas we saw earlier in the race with him, unfortunately, have meant that he's not going to finish his first race of the year.
And that was Jared McLeod's car parked to the side of the road. They've been falling like flies in this opening race of the championship. Fisher's in the mirror. He knows Harris is coming. He needs to cover the inside, and he's on it. He's done exactly what he needs to do, and he's done what Harris knew he'd do. He will bring it off the final turn. Andrew Fisher on debut with the FG. Now Harris is slowing. No one's going to make it to the line at this rate, but Fisher with a brand new car picks up a win, 1 from 1. Going again, there he is. He's limped across the line in 25th, but it's Fisher who is the man of the moment. The blue oval filled 4 of the top 6 spots. Baxter, Jane, Pretty, Luff, that's the top 10 as they finished. Craig Donis, 11th in a borrowed car. He rode his car off in a testing crash before this weekend. 18th to 11th for him. And there's David Cedars. He did limp to the line in 25th. Bad days for Elsgood and Pither, but a great day for Jesus Racing's Andrew Fisher.
Andrew, what a way to start the season.
Yeah, look, it's fantastic. In the new car, the team's put such a great effort into it, all the boys, and to come in with a win was just a great result.
And no scratch on the car. Gee, put that down to the record books.
Yeah, and a Ute race in particular, and yes, that was a great result to come in with a win, and I think we broke the lap record as well, so that was very exciting as well.
Advantage in a straight line. Chris Walton now makes it 3 wide into the hairpin, and can you believe it? They all get through without running into each other.
I think they've got straight panels and mirrors attached. There's something clearly wrong with these boys. Fisher's wide, that's why. Royal Harris is down the inside, but this has allowed Nathan Pretty and Warren Luff just to stretch a bit of a margin.
And take home the title, but back on board with Andrew Fisher through the staircases, what it's commonly known to as us drivers on the street circuit here in Adelaide. looking back now at Andrew Fisher from Kim Jane.
And this will give us a good indication. Out of turn 7 here, this is where the Fords have been getting really good runs and just blowing any Commodore off the road. Look at this. Chris Walton down the inside on Gary Baxter. He's parity.
Well, we haven't heard it for a while.
True.
And I guess with the FG coming on so late, we've already spoken about how the teams were burning the midnight oil to get the cars ready. I'm sure that the series will look at closing up the two.
Here's our race 1 winner, Andrew Fisher, slicing his way through. Remember, he had to go back to 9th under the rules whereby the winner of race 1 draws a number to determine how many cars get inverted.
I'm sure he was pretty happy to only draw number 9 because we've seen in the past the field inverted up to 20 cars. So to go from 1st to 20th is a lot worse than 1st to 9th.
And now Fisher is attacking Harris. Last lap, turn 9. Oh, he's in deep there. Just pulled it up.
So really, Fisher now, he's got one more opportunity to have a go at Harris, and that'll be in the last corner, turn 14.
But if you're not in an FG at the moment, you're not going to win. Well, we got them all to the end, but it was a little bit tight. The fans at the grandstand loved it. Walton and Hansford do as well. 1-2 for Ford. Pretty Luff and Fisher round out the top 5. David Cedars, that was a big charge. He started 20. Real drama for the former champion. We'll get race 3 started without Jack. The Cooper's Clear Falcon, of course on home soil for the sponsor, is in the lane. Walton to the left, Fisher to the right. Ryan Hansford and Ryle Harris from the second row of the grid. Let's get running in race 3. Now the thing is about this chicane, pole position is on the outside. They've got to fix this.
Well, exactly. Oh, but Walton goes right around the outside.
Well, you could do that.
Uses plenty of curb, but you're right. We have seen that in a number of categories. That if the two guys on the front row get an even start, then Harris
made the big lunge. Fisher tried to block, but he was too late. The Rexall Ford was down the inside, but through these lefts and rights, Fisher can hang on here. He's on the inside for the next one, but he was too slow to cover them because the rival was already in there.
Well, dudes, from what we've seen in the first 5 or 6 corners of this race, we should be in for a cracker. A Formula 3 car probably weighs about 500 kilos. These V8 utes, 1,800. So that's a big step up for Josh, but he's doing a pretty
Fisher,
good job so far.
How big's the lunge at turn 9? And he's got it done.
This is a great camera angle. I love this on the roof of the Jesus Falcon.
The boys have saved up the action for the third final race. And this was the Auto 1 replay. Remember how I said that pole's on the outside and you can't hang on? Well, Walton proved me wrong, but he had to go the long way to do it.
Well, we both thought that Fisher had the line, but yeah, the Auto 1 replay clearly shows that Walton's not afraid to use those curbs. Here he has a monster run on Fisher now.
And he's going the long way out there. No way in hell he'll do that. But what he'll do is he'll open the door for Harris. And Walton, even though it's just his 3rd round in the utes, he looks like he's been doing it for 3 centuries.
He certainly doesn't mind keeping his boot into it, that's for sure.
It's great to watch. And it seems to be fast as well. They've dropped off Ryan Hansford in 4th spot. But it is Andrew Fisher who leads the way. The boys aren't afraid to throw it around. We'll be back on the streets of Adelaide in just a sec. Well, it's not good, but it's better than hitting it hard. Oh, no! Fisher throws it sideways and throws away the lead and the round win. The way the points were sitting there, James, they get points for qualifying as well as the races.
He'll be absolutely kicking himself.
No.
So it's been a long time between drinks for Andrew, and he was in a strong position there. Just lost the rear on entry to turn 5, but we've got damage on the left front of the Redco Falcon. So Walton.
Remember that Cedar started 16, so he's made some good headway. Auto 1 replay, Fisher out wide. Oh, he bumped the fence too. You've got to go a long way to touch it out there. This is what he did, all by himself.
Yeah, so nobody to blame but himself there. But
are those ones concentration errors more than anything?
Well, it could be a combination of concentration, but also maybe the rear tyres starting to go off. Obviously, no weight in the back of these utes, so it's quite easy to lose the rear like Andrew did. So disappointing for him.
Final time through turn 8 for this opening round. Josh Burton just staying out of the way of the leaders. Fisher's not done with just yet.
No, he'll definitely be kicking himself for that mistake we saw at turn 5 earlier in the race, because it's been clear that there's been nothing wrong with his car and his speed throughout the race. So he just lost that bit of track position. He's not giving up. He almost clouded the tyres there at turn 11, but Chris Walton, he is the man this weekend. He's shown them all a clean pair of heels.
Finishing of the Holden drivers and ended up in position 6. McNally 7th, Baxter 8th, Warren Luff in 9th in the Auto 1 wildcard entry, and Kim Jane rounded out the top 10. In the NZ Drivers' Championship with 1 round of 8 down, it's Walton, Harris and Fisher leading the way. Pretty's the best of the Commodores in 5th, and Kim Jane rounds out the top 10. Kylie King is with our winner. It's an all-forward weekend in the opening round. Join us next time when the Utes head south to Tasmania, the Apple Isle, Symonds Plains Raceway, on the outskirts of Launceston. We haven't been there for a little while. Looking forward to getting back there. The action from March 30 to April 1. April Fool's Day might have something in that. Look forward to the next time with the V8 Utes. Thanks to James Moffat and the whole crew. I'm Aaron Newton. We'll see you next time.